Hello everyone, so today I'm going to take you through something I've been vibe coding for quite a bit of time now as well, and it's quite something that people overlook, but it's important. Some people, they just sort of rush into promoting their products or starting their brand, but they don't realize that there's so many other people doing the exact same thing as them and they're not standing out in the market. So this audit is mainly for agency owners or business startups, and it's to help them identify their moat, how to stand out better in the market, and even if they do have a moat, to strengthen that moat further. And I put together what's called MOAT Mastery, and that's a whole series of strategies via audit to be able to determine where you're at and how to get to where you need to be. So as you know, with automations, everything has become a commodity. And to really discover and define and defend your unfair business advantage, you have to be able to communicate that to your audience or to your prospective clients. So to begin with, I have a little castle here. So you can see a picture of a castle. So what is a moat to begin with? So a moat, back in the Middle Ages, was an interesting concept. So it started when they would have a castle, and inside the castle there's a little princess that they want to protect, and they didn't want the princess to get kidnapped. So to protect the princess from the enemies in the castle, they would have a barricade around the castle. So this could look like some water with alligators inside, or it could be a dragon in the water, or it could be a barricade of army looking out over the wall like a watchtower, or it could be soldiers on horses around the castle. It could be a number of different ways and different things depending on the castle's location, or what that castle provides in terms of defense. It could even just be a wall. So for instance, with this here, we would think of it as a boundary that really protects the princess from getting hurt or harmed. In the same sense, with business, we're thinking about what makes your castle stand out. Why should prospects go for you? And what is that competitive advantage that you have that your competitors cannot get to you to be able to take you down? And so this audit helps you to do that. But first I want to take you through to the evolution of the modern moat. And this is the concept of the modern moat that has undergone a radical transformation, shifting from physical barriers to tangible ecosystems as technology has evolved, as history has shown, and how it works in the real world. So with a defense built on concrete and steel, back in those days, a company's defense was built on owning the factories, the logistic networks, the raw materials, and this created a high barrier to entry that could not afford to bypass. So only a few could bypass that and have their own factory and have their own goods and services. Now we have Alibaba and all sorts of drop shipping things that we can easily drop ship goods and services and sell it as an e-com store. But back in the day, you would actually have to build a physical factory to create that product on mass scale. So that was in the industrial age, that was the competitive mode. So before, people were hand sewing little crafty things, and they were selling it at their street markets, and that was the only way you could get a pot holder or something like that that's handcrafted. And then came the industrial age, and then somebody decided, nope, I'm going to do this on mass scale. I'm going to create a whole factory, and my competitors will not be able to keep up with the demand and what I can provide with my factory and my mass-produced pot holders. And then here we go here to the next stage, which is the internet age, the information age, and where data and software become the front line. So for instance, if you build your own CRM and your own website, and then you're enabled to source those potholders or whatever the craft is or whatever the item is, you can then sell it online via e-com as an e-com store. And the moat moved into the digital realm where the data and the software became the primary lines of defense. First mover advantage, and the tech created seemingly impenetrable walls. So in the internet age as well, you could get a developer and you can invest, say, $50,000 to build all of that out for you, a proper software system to manage all your inventory, to manage different things that you you would be able to customize and use as your own. Before Wix and before Shopify, that was what people would do. They would have their own CRM, customer services manager, or like say skincare store. They had a huge CRM database to keep all of those retail items. Or if you have like Chemist Warehouse with a massive warehouse of items, you need a very good, robust CRM to do that, to manage that inventory. So in the same sense, software became the moat, and people really envied people who could afford to, an IT developer to develop a whole piece of software for them. Now we're moving into the social media age, which is the modern era, and personal brands are seeming to be the moat. So if you had a personal brand, if you have IP, you reign supreme, and even technology has become commoditized in the modern age. So with that, the company is no longer defined by what it owns. Its strength is in its intellectual property and the depth of the brand authority. So the IP here is your personal branding. You gain that authority by building up that trust, and you're able to deliver a service or product depending on what your business is. It could even just be creative things like art or music or poetry or whatever it is. You've built up an audience, or you built up people who know, love and trust you to be able to deliver those products to them, and yes, your competitive moat, because you are the brand. So when redefining advantage in the modern era, in the world where products can be replaced in weeks and services scaled overnight because of AI, we must construct a moat out of trust, specialized insight, and agility. So people are very distrusting of AI because there's so many things out there. There's so much slop, then there's so much talk about it not working properly with hallucinations, and then there's talk about it going AWOL and model disalignment. So then how do you build up that trust? By showing and telling and demonstrating and seeing, helping them to see the results out of it over a long period of time. And then also your specialized insights. So say for instance, you might not be technical, but you might have a creative flair, or you might have or you might be technical, and maybe that's your specialized insight to say, well, I have the AI, I know about AI, I know how to program Python, I know how to mitigate those pitfalls, I know how to create robust software which is tested and it's gone through the battle test to be able to withstand anything. And then agility as well. So basically people are scared that I'm going to invest in this product, and then 2 months down the line they're disrupted and there's something better that comes out, or whatever the case may be. The competitive moat is no longer a static vault or static wall. It is a dynamic web of reputation and relationships that makes your organization the only logistical choice in an increasingly crowded marketplace. So that's a quote that kind of sums that up. And so if you see some of the services, this is what we provide in terms of this moat via this audit. So the Fortress audit is a deep dive diagnostic that maps every layer of your competitive moat, from unique skills to operational systems, and that's a 90-minute live session and a written report. So here you can talk with your business and with your agency and how we can establish that. The moat architecture, we take your audit results and engineer a 90-day plan to fortify your weakest walls and deepen your strongest defenses. So that's a custom strategic blueprint, and it's the implementation guide. So the guide represents what you're able to do. And the authority positioning for founders whose moat is their personal brand, we craft your anti-hero narrative, signature framework, and content pillars. So the brand voice document and plus 30-day content plan that goes into the authority positioning. And in the Bridge Builder program for cross-domain experts, we identify your unique intersection and build a productized offer around your translation ability. So that's a 6-week cohort program with the one-on-one strategy calls. So we go through it one-on-one with you and see how we can, be a bridge builder. And then efficiency engine for operators who lives in systems. We document your SOPs, build automation, and create scalable delivery. And that's a process audit and automation implementation. So basically, we make sure we do the audit correctly, and then we have an automation that's set in stone to be able to keep creating those SOPs or whatever it is that you want to create. And then the inner circle, going advisory. It's ongoing advisory founders who want continuously deepen their mode and want the strategy sessions and peer accountability. and it's the quarterly retainer with monthly mastermind. So those are the things that we have to offer with this kind of program with the audits for MOAT Mastery, and it really enables you to have a solid approach to looking at your moat, looking at how you can really stand out in the market, and not blend in with everybody else. So, it's one thing having all those business coaches and things like that telling you what to do. It's another thing actually having a solid approach, knowing you really well, one-on-one, giving you that one-on-one mentorship to be able to identify your unique selling point, your unique strategy, and make it so solid that your competitors can't even reach you because of the moat. So, the MOAT Mastery Academy, the complete curriculum for building, deepening, and defending your unfair business advantage. And these are the 4 pillars. So the pillar 1 is the unique stack, the master the art of combining unrelated skills into uncopyable advantage. Your weird edge is your moat. So lean into your weirdness. Lean into the things that make you unique, that nobody has said before. That's quirky. That's something that's uniquely you. Don't try and fit in with the sheep and be another sheep that nobody recognizes. Be somebody that's really willing to put your name to your brand and really stand by what you say. Really back yourself. So the social capital, learn to audit, nurture, and weaponize your network. Build a golden Rolodex that compounds over time. So that is the social strategy. You can even do it. I'm doing it on LinkedIn. Other people are doing it differently, but LinkedIn seems to be where the traction is right now. And pillar 3, operational mode, turn your pain point solutions into prioritized systems. Document the uncouplable steps into your delivery. So everybody is having a unique approach. It's one thing going and doing all of these different things that other people are doing as well, but it doesn't set you apart at all. So the pillar 4, the vibe factor, craft your anti-hero positioning, found a market fit, and emotional mode that makes your clients choose you. That's the whole point. The whole point is that the clients need to choose you. Why they're going with you over everyone else that's there. Why they feel convicted about what you have to offer. Why do they trust you? Like, why should I trust you? I've never seen you before. Why should I trust you? What is it about you that makes everyone want to follow you and want to support you? Like, what is it that you're offering? Like, why are you the leader in this space? All of these things you got to think about when you are putting together your goods and services and how you come across to others in the world. And so this is the order. So we have the audit in place here so that we can go through. There's a questionnaire, and then I'm not going to take through every single question, but it's very unique to each of the agency owners or small business owners. And you can go through it, and then it comes up with a proper audit results, a scorecard, and everything else. And it helps you then identify what you really need to work on in your competitive advantage and how to hone in that moat and make it really deep and solid so that people will identify you as the king of the castle. Hope you liked and enjoyed that. And if you want to contact me and you're interested in creating your own moat, or if you're interested in any of my products and services, do follow, like, subscribe, and look out for me, and I'll be interested in knowing more about your business.